Thanks for joining us today. I'm Gabe Gersh, owner of Backwoods Pursuit, and today we're going to take a look at a very unique and interesting jacket called the Pak-Jak. This is a modular backpacking jacket that was designed to help solve the issue of overheating when you're hiking with a Puffy on. This can be set up in a number of different ways. That's why it's modular, a number of different configurations. So we're going to go over the uses and the ways you set this up, and I would love to hear your feedback down in the comments section on how you think this would be useful or not. I'd love to hear it both ways. I'm sure the folks at PakJak would also love to hear your feedback on this as well. So we're going to go over that. A link to this down in the description so you can check it out more for yourself if you'd like. So there's a link to our website, backwoodspursuit.com, with a ton of other gear reviews over there, and our link to our social media accounts, all that down in the description for you. Let's dive into this review on the Pak-Jak. All right, the Pak-Jak. Let's dive into some of the details and features, and then we'll go into the modular aspect of this. It's a polyester water repellent shell, Primaloft gold insulation, so it's an awesome insulation that simulates down, but it is better when wet than down by a long ways. You've got YKK zippers, a removable hood, and one of the most unique things about this is on the back side here, you've got a removable panel here. And we're going to go to what this means and why you use this. So this whole panel here can be removed and replaced with a mesh panel or some different straps, and the way that it attaches to a backpack so that you can even use it with no back to alleviate back sweat, alleviate or let that the heat escape out that way so you don't overheat. Have to take your backpack off when you're hiking, take the Puffy off, and then you get cool when you stop. Have to reverse the process. So that's what this was designed to solve. So the hood here is a button on, and it can be removed or left on there. So that is, some people like hoods, some people don't, so that is nice to be able to remove that if you'd like. This is an XL. I typically wear a large in most shirts. This one, the large was a little bit snug. This kind of fit a lot like a Sitka jacket for me, where a large was a little tight under the armpits, but good in the body. An XL here is pretty good all the way around. Fit-wise for me. It's a little bit here, a little bit big in the body for an XL, but that's basically just about like a Sitka fit for me. So I opted to go with the XL. It's not overly big by any stretch, and that way I can layer underneath this if I need to. So that's a quick sizing note on this jacket here. All right, now a couple of weights on this. The jacket with the hood is 17.8 ounces for size large. So you still have a nice lightweight jacket. The hood by itself is 2.1 ounces, so 15.7 ounces if you take the hood off. 16.4 ounces if you replace this back panel with the mesh, so you turn that to 16.4 ounces. And then if you take the back panel off, don't have the mesh, and just use the straps, you are at 11.8 ounces. So you can get this thing down really, really lightweight, and you get some decent warmth out of it as well because of that Primaloft gold insulation. So those are the basic specs and functions here. So let's look at how this thing works with this back panel. So the concept here is you've got a jacket that's covering your arms here, but not your back for when you are wearing a backpack, because that's obviously compressing that and isn't as functional, and that's an area where you tend to sweat a lot when you're hiking. So here on the jacket, you've got zippers here on this back panel right here. So you would go ahead and just unzip this panel right here if you wanted to convert this to either the mesh or with nothing in the back. So you'll go ahead and do that. It's a pretty quick conversion. And then your back panel here is unzipped, and you can remove that. You can set it aside. You can either bring it with you when you're out in the field if you think you might want to switch between the different ways to do this, or leave one back at the house or at the truck or whatnot. So now you would have two sections of the jacket with no back, basically. Now that you have two pieces, you can go ahead and zip these two together. Now you don't have to do this step, but I kind of like to do it this way. At least zip it up part of the way, kind of makes it a little easier. Then you're going to grab your backpack. I went ahead and installed two of these, the straps here, the buttons on the top of the pack there. And you're going to throw the pack on, and then we'll grab the jacket here, and you can just go ahead and put this on over the top of the jacket or of the pack. Put your arms in right there and right there, and that is going to be the basis of it. Then you're going to grab your straps here, find your black ones here, and then that's going to button on the top of the pack here, right there, and then on this side as well, you're going to button this guy on right here, right there, and then take the hip belt of your pack, and it's going to go over the top of the pack jack because you have nothing here, and so it just can free float. But when you put that pack belt around it, it's going to hold that in place, and that's going to be very, very secure. You've got the top secured here, got that secured around your waist, and you're good to go. You got a lot of ventilation here on your back, so real nice. That way you can open this up, vent it a little bit more, and get air moving through there if you need to vent, so you don't have to take this off when you're hiking, or you can zip it all the way up and have some pretty good warmth that way. So that's a good way to do that. And then of course take it off. You can just pop it off there if you need to. It comes right off real quick and easy that way. So if we wanted to go ahead and attach the mesh here, it's just a mesh panel that replaces that the insulated panel. This is really designed for the folks that, you know, if you can't get all the way to the point here where we'll look at in a minute where there's no back at all to it, because it is different certainly than anything else you probably used, then you can use a mesh back, and it still gives you great breathability and allows you to still have all that breathability and the functionality of this jacket and the purpose of it without having to completely not have any back, so or back to the jacket. So basically you just replace that panel right here like you did where you unzipped that insulated panel with the mesh here, and then it acts just like a jacket. Zip that on there, and then you're ready to go. Now we go ahead and zip up the other side, and their jacket now has mesh in the back. So rather than the fully encompassed, insulation, you've got a jacket here with mesh in the back. So it's going to allow your back to breathe, and you're going to have a more breathable. It's not going to be as warm, of course, because that's the intent, that when you're out hiking and moving, that allows that to breathe even more. So that acts just like a jacket, only you have mesh in the back rather than an insulation panel. If you remove this back mesh panel, you go ahead and have no back whatsoever. We'll set this aside. And so all this comes with the PakJak when you get it. So another way you can do that is you get one strap like this. This is just an elastic strap. And there are buttons here on the inside of the jacket. So you just take your elastic strap there and button it there and there. And so this will allow you to use this jacket as basically a, like you would a jacket otherwise, having just that little strap on the back, so that you can, so it's not attached to your backpack in any way, but you go ahead and use it like this, and then you can button this thing up, or zip it up, I should say. Go ahead and zip that guy up. And then this will be only covering the front here for you. So now you have just the front of you covered, and then when you turn around here, that little elastic strap keeps that on your back. And then you can use this in conjunction with some of these other straps here that attach to the top of your collar right here. Now where you took that hood off right here, you can attach this little one of these little buckles here, and then attach this to this little loop here to your pack, one of the straps on your pack, and that stays on your pack. So you leave that up there, and that's going to hold the top end of this jacket in place. And then when you're ready to pull it off, you just pull that, and then this of course stays attached to your backpack. All right, I went ahead and threw my backpack on here to show you how this can attach. Now I've got the elastic strap on the back here. That's this option with no backing, just the elastic. And I went ahead and threw on the little strap that I just mentioned here. So the way that can attach, if you want to, you can take one of these buttons where the hood was there and attach it there. Then grab the one on this side and then also attach it to the button right there. And so you're attached on the top and in the midsection. So you're ready to go. It's not going to go anywhere. No, there's no back there. So you can really vent your back really well and make sure that your back is breathing, you're not overheating, getting some of that back sweat. And then if you want to take it off, that just buttons, the button just pulls off right there, real quick and easy, and you're ready to go. That is the PakJak in the way that it works and the different functionalities. Again, I'd love to hear your comments and your feedback on this. What do you think of this new design from PakJak? It's very, very different, and something that, it might be hard to wrap your mind around at first as far as how that's going to work or if it's going to be functional, but it's really something that could be really good for not overheating when you're hiking with a Puffy on. So again, PakJak, link to this down in the description for you so you can check it out for yourself. Drop any questions or comments for us. Love to help you out. Thanks for watching here today, and we'll see you next time.